So the 2021 Masters, that was the first time you were at Augusta National?
So I played once before, and I'd gone to the Masters twice before that.
Well, what's the feeling that you're going there, you're turning onto Magnolia Way knowing you're going to play in the Masters? How was that feeling?
I made sure I drove as slow as I possibly could to kind of soak it in, because considering the path that I took to get to that point, going from 2 years prior being in Monday qualifiers to then having special temporary on Korn Ferry, then having my finish in the US Open that led me to having special temporary out here, it was a wild path on top of a very wild times. And so, everybody dreams of, being able to tee it up in the Masters, but I think given the circumstances, I'd made sure that week I enjoyed it as much as I possibly could, because, like I said, not even a year prior to that, I was playing Korn Ferry events.
What makes that place so special?
Everything. I mean, the history of every single hole. You can name a golfer who did something on all 18 holes. I mean, they think of everything there in terms of the practice facility being the best in the world. The hospitality that they even have for players is the best in the world. The tradition that you have walking around the clubhouse, the membership, even driving through the tunnels, going to the driving range, because you just can't believe that these exist. It's just, they do everything so incredibly well, and they always want to get better. Every year they're making changes to the golf course because they want to make it better and better. And, especially when you go through Amen Corner, you're thinking of, Faldo holding the putt in the playoff, all the shots on 12 through the years, of Freddie staying up, and 13, Phil's shot through the trees. I mean, I can go all 18 holes, going through them. But when you finally get there for the first time and you're able to experience it in person, you almost want to go to where they were just to kind of relive the moments.
Have you ever gone to a spot like Tiger's chip on 16, Faldo's putt, or Crenshaw's putt on 10, or Jack's putt on 17, any of those types of shots? Have you ever gone to those spots and tried them?
Yeah, no, I mean, I keep going back and watching, best moments of the Masters and just trying to find more, because, it's just, like I said, there's so many little things about that golf course that you can pick apart from watching the coverage and watching the history. And so every time I go, I cracked up last year on 16 where Tiger hit his chip from. There were like 15 divots back there on like Tuesday or Wednesday, but no one hits it back there that often, especially when there's no wind. But I just was cracking up because that a lot of guys are doing the same thing. It's the only major we play where it's at the same venue every year. So it's just, we're playing on a piece of art, and every year you get to kind of relive it, of all the people that have made their own strokes on it.
And so in your first Masters, you are in contention. Did you ever allow yourself to say, I can win this thing? And if you did, when?
Yes and no. I would say, of course, it's in my mind, the back of my mind all the time. I mean, even when people say they don't think about winning the golf tournament, well, of course, it's in the back of their mind. I think after Saturday, because Saturday being in the last group of a major, it was the first time I've been in the last group of any PGA Tour event, let alone a major. That day kind of meant a little bit more to me personally, because I wanted to see if anything felt different. It shouldn't, it's the same thing, but it's still the Masters. And when I came out Sunday being 4 back and then starting off birdie on 1 and 2, I just basically told myself, you've got to leave nothing behind. And I think that's where, for me, I knew what the moment meant, and I knew that I want no regrets. But, like I said, even though thinking I was out of it, it's not like I was giving up by any means, because, my God, it's a back 9 at Augusta on Sunday,
Is it worse to finish second 1 shot back than it is to finish 5th? When you are so close that, you're maybe a Hideki Matsuyama missed 4-footer from a playoff?
No, I mean, still was my first Masters, so the story's not over. So I think finishing second, I've relived that entire tournament a million times in the last year, of thinking of, like I said, I mentioned 13. I'm going to go back in the next few weeks, and I guarantee you I'm going to spend an hour on number 13, just making sure I get it right. But I think if anything, it's like I said, I was that close, and that was my first one. So obviously I'm doing the right things.